graders, welcome to our Wednesday and Thursday of math groups if you're choosing to watch this for a second time. Okay, today we're going to talk about our clock again. Some of you guys did really well on the clock last week and some of you struggled a little bit with it, so we're going to do a little refresher. Okay, first up, this red one right here. What hand is that? That is the hour hand. And what is this hand called? It is the minute hand. The minute hand moves around my clock much faster than my hour hand because each dot that it moves my hour hand. So if you watch as I move it, my hour hand is kind of moving along with it. Okay, so as I move it, my hour hand is also moving. 1 minute is much quicker than 1 hour. If I had to do something for 1 minute, like when you guys read your stories to me on Flipgrid, your story in your folder, that timing is that video is only 1 minute long. It's not very long. Whereas if it were to be an hour long, you'd be able to do a whole lot more within an hour than you can within 1 minute. Okay, so when my hour hand is up here on the 12 and my minute hand is up here on the 12, it is 12 o'clock. As I'm moving my minute hand, each little dot right here is 1 minute. Okay, when I get to my big number 1 right here, do you see how there's a little 5 and it's blue? That means 5 minutes have passed. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes have passed. Okay, so if I'm going around my clock, that's 5 minutes. Here's 10, 20, and watch my hour hand, it's slightly moving. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, now 30 minutes have passed. So I could say that my time is now 12:30 because my hour hand is moving off the 12 slowly, but it hasn't gotten to the 1 yet. It is now 12:30, or I can say it's half past 12 because a full circle around my clock, that would be a full circle. Right now, it has only gone halfway. So if you see my arm right now, I've kind of cut that clock in half. My minute hand has only gone halfway around my clock, or it's half past 12, or I can say it's 12:30. Okay, if I were to write that time down, it would look something like this. So it's 12:30, so I can say it's half past 12, or I can say it is 12:30 in digital time, which looks like this. 12, 2 dots, 30. It's 12:30 on that big clock. Okay, watch as I move my minute hand. So there's 35 minutes have passed. 30 minutes have passed. Then 35, 40, 45, watch my hour hand, 50, it's getting closer and closer to that 1, but it's not 1 o'clock yet. 55, now when it hits that 60 marker, it's back up on that 12, a whole hour has passed and it is now 1 o'clock. Remember, I can write 1 o'clock 2 different ways. I can write 1 o'clock kind of similar like I did to my 12:30 using my digital time, so it can look like that. Or I can write 1 and then write out o'clock. Okay, so then it is 1 o'clock. So I can write the time 2 different ways. I cannot write the time by just writing a 1. Okay, that is just a number. When you're writing time, you either have to write your time in digital time like this, 1 o'clock, or writing it out 1 o'clock. Okay, so let's come back to my clock. I'm going to move my minute hand again. I don't move my hour hand. If you notice my hour hand, I can't move it. It's stuck. But my minute hand moves because it's my minute hand that moves my hour hand. Okay, so I'm going to move around my clock again. It's 1 o'clock. Moving, 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 and now it is what time? Now it is, I'm going to read my hour hand first. It is now 1:30, okay? Or I can say that it is half past 1. It's not quite on the 2 yet. And if you notice that hour hand is halfway between the 1 and the 2. It's not quite on the 2, not quite on the 1, but halfway through. So it is now 1:30. Again, if I want to write 1:30 on my clock, it's going to look like this. 1, 2 dots, and 30. 1:30. Okay, and now I'm going to move my clock around again. Okay, or my minute hand again. I'm at 1:30. I'm going to move it, move it, move it. Look at my hour hand is moving. And now stop. It is what time? 2 o'clock. Okay, then I'm going to move it again. Whoop. Now what time is it? 2:30. 2:30. For my red hand, I read the red numbers. For my minute hand, I'm reading the blue numbers. It is now 2:30. Okay, move, 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 move. Now it is 3 o'clock. Okay, if I were to move my hand to this one, what time does that say? Read your hour hand first. It says, okay, if you said 5 o'clock, you were right. Okay, now what time is it? Read my hour hand first. It is, what time is it? It's in between the 6 and the 7, not quite on the 7 yet. So it is 7:30. 7:30. Okay, one last time. Now what time is it? 8 o'clock. Okay, so you have a worksheet today that you need to do, which looks like this one right here. It is using that word half past because if you notice, my minute hand is halfway around the clock. If I cut that clock in half, there's my minute hand. It is half past. You need to write which hour it is half past. So it is half past, and if you look at that minute, that hour hand, it's in between the 8 and the 9. So is it half past 8 or half past 9? Well, that hour hand is not quite on the 9 yet, so it would be half past, and you would write 8 here. Okay, so go through and see if you can get those ones correct. Really pay attention to where your hour hand is. Okay, and then tomorrow you're going to have another worksheet on time to do. Okay, you'll have this front one and this back one to do tomorrow. And I'm going to leave this video up for both days so that you can use this as a guide if you are still having a hard time with telling time. Okay, so have a great day and I will see you later.